Real quick, before we hop into today's video, just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, my wallet. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a quick video reviewing one of my games against Black Emu. I'm currently 0-4 against Black Emu right now with my Blue Yellow Boa Hancock. Nevertheless, I think it's time I go over a replay and see what I'm doing in these games to try and maybe improve on and do in the future, and at the same time hopefully show you guys something to improve your game as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start this. I have the sound off and speed on 1.5 times so that I can keep up. And we keep a hand here of Kuma, Hiyori 2K, Shakuyaku 2K, 9-drop Boa Hancock, and a one of Kikunojo that I have as a placeholder for the 4th 9-drop Boa Hancock that I do not have. So they're going to go ahead and start off with their Searcher stage, right? The 5 elders at your service. And he sees a Ground Death, Jupiter, and a Warcury. He takes the Jupiter. And then he leader skills, discards a Warcury, and passes. So we know that he has a 2K in hand. We're going to start off on our 2 Dawn turn here with a Kozuki Hiyori. We see a Slave Arrow come off life, and we have no great triggers other than our Shakuyaku. I believe that's one that we stack there, and we pass back to our opponent. Now, our opponent thinks that this will be like a Gorgon Sisters or a Rand, so he's not going to attack. He goes in with a Searcher event. He's going to take the 4K counter, never existed, and then he's going to go with another Searcher event, and I believe here he's going to grab the Jupiter. No, so he's going to take the Shalria instead, and I believe he goes Shalria here to search for another top 3, and then after he searches those 3, he'll trash them and trash a card from hand, and then he's going to trash the Shalria with leader to draw another card. So he spends all 3 Dawn there, and we go ahead and draw. And obviously, right, Emu's not going to attack us. He doesn't want to trigger out a free body for us. I take a look at their trash just to see what all they have in there, how many 2Ks, how many events. And we see he's hit a couple 2K counters, but no 4 costs, other than, I believe, maybe 1 Ground Death there at the bottom. So I go ahead and send an empty 5 at him. This probably just gets met with a 1K. And something I have learned versus Emu is you want to be swinging 6s as much as possible because they don't have as many 2Ks now. But he counters out with a Saturn, and we're going to go 4 for the Kikunojo and pass. Now here, guys, I think I should not have gone with the Kikunojo because he can just go with the... Wait, did I go second? Oh, I won this die roll. Okay. But yeah, so he's going to go with the Saturn here. He's going to grab the 5 Elders, and he's going to have 2 Dawn left, which he can keep up for 4K events. Now, the thing with Kikunojo here, guys, is we have to make sure that we take a life from our opponent. Otherwise, he can kill this Kikunojo, and we will not heal. So that's something to keep in mind here. And we can see that he discarded a 4K event right there. So something to keep in mind, right, is that he has access to 1 less Ground Death and 1 less 4K in total for the game. So here, I go ahead and put 1 on Kiku to swing 7, it looks like, as I don't think I end up playing the Kuma. He's going to 4K event for that to keep himself at 4, because I think his intention is to Mars here on the next turn. So we're going to Boa right here, look at the top 3 and rearrange them in any order. We see a Gorgon Sister, so we put that in the middle so that we can heal it with our Kuma next turn. And we put a Dawn on leader with our Boa, and then we put another one, and we swing 7. Really annoying, he counters out again with the 4K event, which means that he can now kill our Kikunojo with the Mars, and we will not heal. Super aggravating, but it is what it is. He's going to discard Mary Joie with his leader to search, or excuse me, to draw. Then he's going to Mars, and he KOs our Boa instead of the Kikunojo. And this is where I unintentionally misplayed. He technically did this out of order, and because of that, I didn't get the full value out of my stack. And so what he does here is he plays the Saturn, and he pitches 1 to KO our Boa. Now, because of that, the Boa makes him take the top life, which makes our Kiku live should he kill it. Now, because of this, if we let the Kiku go and we heal, that means that the card that we heal will leave an extra 1 on top of our deck. And so we'll basically draw the card for turn that we wanted to put in life with the Kuma trigger. So I go ahead and heal going to 5, and then I draw the Gorgon Sisters that I wanted to put into my life with the Kuma to trigger. So I unintentionally misplayed. I probably should have just countered heavily for the Kikunojo to also keep pressure. I go to 7 Dawn here, we play the Kuma, and I'm starting to realize, I think at this point, that I might have accidentally cooked myself by letting that Hiyori go, that Kikunojo go for multiple reasons. And while you might be thinking that it's not an awful thing, right, to have 6 total life, it's not as good as you might think. So I go 7 here, he's going to block out, and we'll go 6, and play out the Kuma. I'll pitch out the 1-cost event to heal up to 6 life. And the annoying part is this 6 life is much worse because this top life is now no longer Gorgon Sisters, but a Slave Arrow. And Slave Arrow is much less valuable than a body off of life. And so you see, I was about to trigger that out here, but now that since it's a Slave Arrow, I have to take it to hand. And then he swings again. I take the next one, and it's not a body either. So now we've taken 2 life. He's taken 2 life from us for free with no triggers. And neither of those was good because we healed the one with the Kiku, which was no longer a trigger body. It was a brick that we were going to draw. And we didn't trigger the next one because it was a Slave Arrow. So we missed 2 trigger bodies that we knew both were not trigger bodies. So really annoying here, right? Definitely misplayed that. I think this might have been what cost the game in hindsight, was not protecting that Kiku. I'm not sure if I could have protected the Kiku, but either way, I wanted to. Here he goes with the event to KO our Kuma as well, removing all of our board pressure. Sure, we go up to 5 life, but I mean, he deletes that in 1 turn, right, with the full board swing. So here we go to 10 Dawn, and we're at 10 Dawn. He's at 3 life, and we have literally nothing on board to swing with but our leader. This is looking really bad, guys, already. So I think in hindsight, the main issue was that I could not keep board pressure. Here we go, Boa Hancock, heal up to 6 life again. So we've technically been an 8 life leader this game. I think it is. Or no, yeah, 8 life, because we've healed twice. So we burn his life, heal another one, and we swing for 6 at lead. And this just goes to show you guys how insane Emu is and why I think it needs to be addressed on the ban list. We were an 8 life leader that triggers out bodies more often than not from life, and we still ended up losing. Absolutely absurd. So he's going to go in here with the 5. We're going to take this way because we're low in hand. We're going to play out Shakuyaku, draw a card with our leader, and then draw 2, trash 2 with our leader. We're drawing tons of bricks off the top of our deck, so we see 2 Marguerites. And I think I should just pitch both here, as they're both bricks. No, I pitched the Slave Arrow. Okay, and I remember why. I want to go Blocker Boa plus Marguerite plus Pressure with leader and some extra Dawn. Right, and he's at 10 now, so he's going to play out the 5 Elders. He's going to swing for, I believe it's 6 now, or excuse me, 7 with Emu. I take that life, no trigger as well, and then he's going to 10 cost, play out all of his guys, do his top 5 search. He's going to grab another 5 Elders for the next turn. And then he's not going to Mars, right? Because there's no reason to blow up the Hiyori. And I believe he's going to swing for a 7 or so with his Venus Juro. No, looks like he's going to swing 9. I'm going to take this one as well. I get another body. We're going to draw from leader and then draw 2, trash 2. And as you can see, guys, we're already low-key within range of lethal from his board because we're at 3 life and he's got a full board of guys. It's going to be really annoying. It's going to be really difficult for us to get through his 2 blockers and 2 life. And this, I think, for Boa, if the Emu makes it to the end game, and by end game I mean 10 drop turn with 2 life or more, you probably just lose. Even if, especially if you have no board pressure, but I think it's just too much to get through. Because at that point, Perfume Femur can't win you the game if you're able to take a life with something. But anyways, yeah, the opponent there is going to be looking through. We look through the opponent's trash, and then the opponent should be passing to us within the next couple of moments. Yep, there we go. And we have 2 5K bodies, a Boa Hancock, and our leader with 10 Dawn. We only have 3 life right now, though. They dealt 3 damage to us in that 1 turn. And they have a full board, so it's just looking very dangerous for us. And here we're trying to weigh our options. We have 9 cards in hand, and we're still looking at probably getting lethal here. So it's just, the Emu matchup is so rough for Boa, in my opinion. Everybody says that Boa has a good matchup into it, but you just have to see triggers or you lose. And I think that one little misplay of those 2 life there with the Kikunojo is probably what cost us the game here, was not getting that extra trigger. So here, just trying to weigh my options. We go with a blank 5. He's going to give us a 1K. We go with a 5 into the Nusjuro here. He's going to give us a 2K. Now we're going to go 6 into, I believe, the leader. He's going to go Warcury. We're going to go 10 into the Nusjuro, and he's going to give us the other blocker. So now he only has 3 attackers, so we've probably saved ourselves from lethal. So now it looks like we're going to try and board flood a little bit here. Yep, so we're going to go 6, and we're going to play out the Kuma, pitching a blocker Boa. I think here, guys, Kuma's good, right? Don't get me wrong, but we weren't in that much danger. So I think in hindsight, we probably should have done something like play out the Marguerite plus the blocker Boa to force him to KO one of the two with the Mars and lose a life, right? And at the same time, Blocker Boa can save our big characters if he tries to swing into them. And we could also have left up like a Dawn or two for our events. But here we go Kuma, and then we take the top life, and we go Hiyori, we go Kuma to heal one, and we go Hiyori to take that top life, and then place a card from our hand on top of our deck. And I think that was like a Marguerite or something. So not an awful play because Kuma can't be killed, but I think the two small bodies is actually better because it forces him to kill one of them while also establishing a blocker for us and setting up our life. Right? So I think that would have been better because it would have given us our Slave Arrow plus our You'll Frighten Me event to keep our life quite healthy, and it would bounce back our Hiyori to give us more counter later on, and we could always do the Hiyori next turn if we wanted to. It also would have given us a lot of 2Ks in hand, so we would have had a pretty safe... Like here you can see, we only have one Dawn up for events, guys. That's not a lot. So we can only You'll Frighten Me or do the Slave Arrow. And sure, 4 life is good, but I think 3 life with 2 attacking bodies versus 4 life with 1 is a lot stronger. So here our opponent is counting out the Dawn, trying to see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a blanket 7, Saturn at face. And I think we take this one. Yeah, we're going to take this one. It's a Gorgon Sisters, luckily. I played over the Hiyori, I think because I wanted to Slave Arrow. But we draw with Leader. And there we probably should have just played over the Hiyori instead of the Shakuyaku just to keep that extra attacking body. But yeah, he's going to go another 7 at us with the Jupiter. And so now I think we definitely want to try and counter out of this. So we probably go like a Shaku plus a Ran. No, we go 0 cost and we pitch out the, I think, Slave Arrow. Which I don't want to do. No, we pitch out the You'll Frighten Me. Okay, good. So we keep the Slave Arrow. He's going to go 7. And then he -2s our Boa Hancock 9-drop. We take the 7, and it's not a body, it's a Lilith Searcher. So we go top 4. Bottoming both of our Perfume Femurs is annoying there. Bottoming one of them is annoying there because we can only take 1. And he has 2 life, so we can't really get through. And then he goes a 7k at our lead with his Leader. And here we should definitely counter, I think. Actually, probably not, because I don't think we get another turn. Because if he 5 Elders and goes Nosjuro, we probably take that next one anyways. So we definitely should have taken the extra life here, I think, to try and get another body and press for game. It's just, only 1 Perfume Femur, guys, is really tough. And, I mean, on top of that, he has 2 life. So the more bodies we can get, the merrier, I think. So he's going to go at us with the Nosjuro, I believe, here to guarantee lethal on his next turn. As there's nothing Boa can really do to stop that. He goes, it looks like he goes 9 into our Boa and -2s again, going to 6. Here we should Slave Arrow, bouncing the Hiyori. And here I'm checking Trash to see how many events he has. He has a lot of 4Ks in Trash, but he doesn't have a lot of cards in deck. Yep, so he has, looks like at least 3 or 4 4K events and then 1 or 2 of the 3K events. So if he's swinging Boa here, we should definitely just Slave Arrow. No, he's swinging life, so we'll play out another Gorgon Sisters and draw. And now we have a full board of swingers, guys. So it ended up working out, but yeah. And we have 2 9-drops in hand, which is pretty crazy. But unfortunately, I think the 9-drops are just far too slow in our current game state. And normally, if I hadn't sent the other Femur to the bottom, I probably would Lilith this turn to try and find the second one, but again, we already saw it go to the bottom, so we know that we only have 1 guaranteed unblockable. So here we're just hoping that we can break through with the bodies that we have. Probably not that likely, right? Because I believe at this point he has 5 or 6 cards in hand, 3 Dawn up and 2 life with his 2 blockers, guys. And we only have 1 unblockable event. Super, super unfortunate right now. And I think the early pressure is what you need here with this matchup for sure. And he was able to remove all of our pressure going into his 10-drop turn. Luckily, we were able to trigger out a lot of it, but still, it's just not looking amazing for us. And so here, I'm taking a long time to think here because I know for a fact that I don't get another turn. And so here I'm trying to do math. Another thing is we don't have Pudding in our hand. so we can't shuffle his back in. Not that that's an amazing move, right? Because he only has a couple cards left in his deck anyways, but we don't have pudding to make sure that he doesn't have events that he's been filtering for the whole game, which is really annoying because those events, every single event he uses means that that's another attack that he doesn't have to block her for. And so at this point, I know that we're not getting another turn. He has like literally 10 cards left in his deck or something like that. Hold on, let me count that. Is that 8? Yeah, 8 cards left in his deck. So even if his hand is perfectly filtered, there's not a huge chance that even if we did pudding, that it would shuffle it away. But whatever. Here, I'm trying to think of a way to try and spend my Dawn so that I can equip it with Gorgon Sisters and go wider. And so what I think I do here is I load up the Shakuyaku, and then I spend 1 for the Lilith, and then equip all that Dawn to the rest of the bodies. So here I should attach 5 to Shakuyaku, I think. Or no, I should have attached 4. But I go 10, he takes the 10. So then we go 1 with the Lilith to play over the Shakuyaku. Search the top 4 for a trigger. And again, this is just to get the rested Dawn. And here, guys, I definitely should have just put 4 on this Shakuyaku to try and get an event out of his hand plus a 1k. And I just take whatever trigger I can. We go Gorgon Sisters, revealing 3. We'll probably just do Brick, and a not Femur. That way he doesn't know that we have it. So yeah, in hindsight, I could have done the math 1 Dawn more efficient this turn. If I had a Rand, then I definitely would have spent the 6, right? Because we could just have the extra 1 equipped, but that is what it is. Yep, so we're just going to go Slave Arrow, Brick, and 1k to equip all of our Dawns to everything. So we're going to go 1 on that, 1 on that, 1 on that, and 1 on each of the others. Wait a minute, what just happened? Did I equip that Dawn wrong? Oh, no. So what I did was I did both Gorgon Sisters, and I equipped 1 to each of those 3 twice. Okay, I thought I cheated for a second. But yeah, I did each individual Gorgon Sisters revealing the same 3. All right, so we go 7 with our Gorgon Sisters. He gives us a 2 and a 1. And at this point, it's probably just over. I go 8 here to try and bait a 4k event. He blocks and draws a card with his Warcury. So we got through 1 blocker. We're going to go with Kuma here for 7. And now all we have left is a 7k attack with our leader and a 10k attacker with our Boa. He goes with the, what's it called? He goes with the take there. So here I think what we should do is just go, I don't know how many cards he has in hand at this point, but he's got the blocker Mars. So I think, because we can't perfume Femur, we have 3 Dawn left. So if we perfume Femur, gives +2. Maybe the best move is you just Femur the Hancock to 13. And then you just send 14 at leader, because that takes 4k, which is +8. So that would go to 13. He still needs 2k more. That probably is the best play, but I think I try to go with a 7 here just to bait the blocker. But he goes 2 and a 1, which tells me that he has 3 events. So I go Femur to give it +2 to 13. And then, yeah. So we go 13. He has 3 events, and that's just it. So there was no way for us to map that out because he just had all 3 events. That's why against Emu, you really, really need the pudding plus the Femurs. But yeah, so very close game there. I thought I cheated there for a second with the Gorgon Sisters. I was flabbergasted. But yeah, so very tough game there. But we did unfortunately lose. I think in hindsight, right, big takeaways is be more aggressive in the early game. I should have countered for that Kikunojo because it ruined my triggers for the rest of the game, at least for the rest of that turn. Yeah, so just counter for bodies very aggressively, very early, and just hope that you can pressure out in the late game. So yeah, guys, that was the replay, and that'll be it for today's game review. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked today's video, please feel free to leave a like down below. Hit that subscribe button because it's 100% free and it helps me out a lot. and punch the notification bell next to it so that you never miss an upload or post. Leave a comment in the comment section down below saying what you liked about today's video, something that I could have done better in the game, or anything that you'd like to see me do or play in the future, and hit that curvy arrow to share the video with your friends so that they can also check out the replay. With that being said, guys, it's been an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.